Hello and welcome back to Alex Suffers Through the Heat for your entertainment. Interesting thing, my computer updated last night, and it apparently now comes with weather on my taskbar that I can't get rid of. More to the point, it says it's 92 degrees outside. There's also an advisory, apparently. Oh well, who cares about that? You don't care about any of that either. You just want me to keep this on. So, here I am. I've got my hoodie on. Somehow Elliot still wears his hoodie in the middle of summer in New York. And I don't care what you people say about AC or anything. I do have a ceiling fan running on high right now. You know what really kills me? The humidity. Kills my hair too. Makes my hair all curly. Not important. Last time on Mr. Robot, we had EPS 3.4 _ runtime -error.ru, where Elliot re-awoke after an entire weekend out. We don't know if Mr. Robot was in control that whole weekend or not. But basically, we had a nice long one-shot of basically Elliot escaping E-Corp, and then Angela doing the thing for Phase 2 so that Phase 2 can go through. And Elliot also found out that Darlene has been working with the FBI, and Angela works with Mr. Robot. And at the end, Angela got some sort of package that seemed to distress her, and then she was confronted by Elliot. So yeah, it was a very good episode. Hopefully it was a good reaction too. I'm really... So the reaction hasn't even gone up to Patreon yet as of time of recording this. So I don't know what you guys think about me fast forwarding in the reaction. It was a pain in the butt to edit, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that little gimmick of the reaction. Anyway, with that said, let's just go ahead and get right into this episode of Mr. Robot. Here we go. Ah, sweet. Huey Lewis and the news? Oh. Oh, it's the Back to the Future cartoon. Oh, is this baby Angela?
You remember the Enchantment Under the Sea dance in the first Back to the Future movie?
No.
Marty had to push his dad to ask Lorraine to be his date. And if George didn't overcome his fear, they would never have gotten married, and Marty would never have been born, and he would have disappeared from that photograph, right? I also know that you can do it. Just might need a little push, that's all.
It's so weird to see him so supportive.
Somewhere down the road, if Elliot needs some help and I can't be there for him, just give him a little push too, okay?
Aww.
Okay. It's about the anonymous benefactor who keeps...
I'll let you two talk.
God. Sorry, did I say something I shouldn't have?
Not at all. You're fine.
They have the most entrancing
Well, he
eyes in
reached
this
out again,
family.
offering to pay
It's
for your...
very nice of
Who's the benefactor?
you. Want to know what I believe?
What?
That this isn't the end. That there's another world out there for both of us. That we'll see each other again.
I'm reading like 8,000 ways into this. It's weird.
Dance. Will you believe with me?
Emotional music intensifies.
Angela?
And we're back.
After today, your revolution succeeds. You just need the courage to see it through.
You sound like him.
This isn't the revolution he wanted.
People
are going to die!
No, they're going to be fine!
Did they evacuate?
Your father and my mother.
Ned, it's...
What the fuck are you talking about?
Tell me.
I can't access my backdoored machine, but I need to log into that UPS or everything's fucked. Fastest way of connecting is to go into the recovery building myself.
Oh God.
I heard the conversation myself.
Very
Our
dangerous.
CHS has confirmation.
So she had eyes on him.
No, not exactly, but
The intel seems credible, sir.
we gotta act before Wellick disappears for another 5 months.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Dark, edgy music. There's edgelords about.
Before we send SWAT bashing down doors, let me coordinate with SO teams to get eyes on the place. Ask the SO ASAC to get aviation in the air. We get confirmation, we go in, we take down Wellick. Dom, we may only get one shot at this. I want to make sure we do it right.
I think she finds this suspicious. Meanwhile. Oh, hey.
I suppose congratulations are in order.
He always sounds like he needs to clear his throat.
Past that buffoon of an owner in the lobby. You gonna take him up on his offer to go boating tomorrow?
Oh, please don't remind me. Those swim trunks he insists upon wearing. A bit too snug.
Tuh.
And a bit too short, wouldn't you say?
I believe the appropriate term is hanging brain.
Ah. I do kind of like to see the two of them being kind of happy, you know? It's weird.
Good. Good.
Good. Alright, bye.
Well, that doesn't change anything.
Hoss.
What about my bomb threat?
They're gonna start letting people back in. Why is this place so dank and dingy, man?
Why can't I do this? Why can't I start the restore?
Whoa! Uh-oh. It's the swap back.
Fingers though.
What the fuck is going on?
Shit.
Anyway, it's nice to have a customer.
He swapped you
flag
back.
me down.
Oh, that's terrifying.
5'9", we
I can spare 15 minutes.
He only got back. He only got back 15 minutes. Ow! Ugh.
There it is again. His presence.
He's
Can you
trying to
feel it
slip
too?
back. Oh.
No. I need more time.
Damn it. So he
5
can.
minutes. I'm narrowing the gap, but still, this isn't one of our bullshit stalemate prison chess games.
Yeah.
In this case, a stalemate means Mr. Robot wins.
So he can swap back, but he's losing it.
Tyrell?
I'm sorry.
Oh no. Same guy, still there. Tuh. This guy's gotta be thinking, what the hell is happening? Dude comes in, gets on, leaves, comes back, out of breath. Oh. That's how they'll talk. Ah, shit.
I guess you didn't like my note.
Tuh. The dude's scared to hell.
What's going on? What's in there?
Is that him?
Hay tanto humo, no tengo la llave.
Llamen los bomberos rápido.
Tuh.
There's a fire. I've got smoke coming from the back room.
I'm looking at the floor plan now, and there is no back room.
Alright, that's pretty sus. Oh, this is it. Where is he? Oh, are they gonna make it look like Tyrell's been a prisoner? They got a secret door in a secret basement.
If I can activate it, it'll suck all the oxygen out of the room in 30 seconds, seal all the doors, and create a vacuum, making it impossible to create any kind of spark, which would prevent...
Ow! Oh, now he's just being a dick. Interrupting his monologue and everything. He's really fighting to keep control. That's him. He's doing his damnedest to keep Elliot out.
The kill command. Here I am trying to use it to stop this attack, while Mr. Robot is trying to use it on me. Does that just mean we cancel each other out?
No.
Fighting so hard, we end up standing in place.
So what's my motivation in this scene? You're fighting yourself. I'm just gonna keep on walking.
You fucked us. Bent us over the sink and went to town. It's not making any sense. We're on the same side.
No. Fuck. Oh, come on, please. Fuck.
He doesn't have the right card. Ow! Give up, kiddo. Oh, he did leave a note. Wait. Was that Terrell?
They're evacuating the building.
No, they're not. It's weird that he's not all bloodied up. There are no paper records in this building. It's empty. Look for yourself.
But when you're alone at night, the ship will haunt you. Trust me on that.
Nuh. So there's nothing here?
No, listen to me. You have to stop the attack.
That's Terrell.
What attack?
Is it happening right now? Don't you dare. Oh, okay, they made it end.
Holy shit.
Huh. You convinced him.
We did it.
Did you really just save the...
And what about Mr. Robot? Does he now understand that Terrell and the Dark Army have corrupted his alleged revolution?
Nuh.
If so, who's he gonna fight? Them or me?
Huh. Did you just get him back?
So why did they try to go today?
Yeah.
What was White Rose's real plan?
Oh, I don't know.
Does everybody know something I don't?
Something just happened.
I fought so hard to protect the New York facility that I couldn't see the bigger picture. It wasn't a single point of failure. I was.
In a series of seemingly orchestrated strikes across the country, a reported 71 buildings owned by E-Corp exploded or caught fire. There has been no official confirmation or even speculation as to what caused the explosions and fires to occur. Officials with knowledge of the attacks have stated that the death toll is expected to be well into the thousands. Meanwhile, first responders continue to fight fires and sort through the rubble with the hope of finding survivors. President Obama is scheduled to hold an emergency press conference later this afternoon to address the American public. As of now, no one has...
So, now, in a sense, though, Stage 2 has gone through. Stage 2 has gone through. However, instead of one building, it's 71 buildings. And the death toll is in the thousands as opposed to 0. Or potential 0. So it worked. Stage 2 has gone off. Stage 2 has gone off. And E-Corp... Well, E-Corp is dead now. No coming back from that. 71 E-Corp buildings gone. So the whole thing with Mr. Robot is, you know, he thought, oh, there's nothing here, so the Dark Army lied, and that would turn Mr. Robot against the Dark Army. However, we don't know what he'll think now. Now that Stage 2 did work, but it worked differently than what they thought. Now, was this how Tyrell moved heaven and earth to get this done? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're not sure if this is what Tyrell did. Because the thing is, he's now with the FBI, definitely. They definitely have him. But was he seriously saying, yes, stop the attack? Considering he put the handcuff on the bed, I'm going to say he's working an angle, basically. I think that's it. He's working an angle of making it look like he's sort of basically, they're kind of letting him go, you know? And they're giving him an alibi of, well, he's just been a prisoner of the Dark Army for all this time, you know? I think that's it, is they're giving him more of an out. They're giving him an out. So I would bet you that this was, you know, how he moved heaven and earth to get Stage 2 done. Okay. Notes. Let's talk notes. First thing I wrote down, Angela and Push. That was an interesting scene, that whole thing with Angela and Mr. Alderson. I like that. And, you know, it's like, you know, if Elliot starts to struggle, you know, help him, give him a little push. Of course, that's kind of gone not exactly a great way, you know? It was also interesting, the talk with her mother. First off, perfect casting, because she looks exactly like, well, not exactly, but she looks like she would be Angela's mother. You know, that really bright blonde hair, almost white hair, and those entrancing eyes, you know? Like, that casting is really good. But it's interesting how, you know, she says, like, oh, you know, we'll meet in another life. And that's probably just, you know, just general talk of, you know, oh, it's okay, we'll meet again, you know, just trying to comfort her child. But it seems like Angela really believes that White Rose can create that new world, can bring back the dead, you know? Which is insane. That's so insane, but this is by the way, we still have like a good chunk of season left. Like, this feels like it should have been a finale, but we have a chunk of season left, you know? So yeah, that whole talk with Angela and her mother was really interesting. Now, we didn't see what Angela got from the delivery guy, you know? We didn't really see any of that, which is interesting. So I wonder if that's still just a hanging thread for us. But we did have the confrontation, which was interesting. Because it is the thing that, you know, Angela is looking at this like, well, this is what you guys wanted. This was your plan. Take down E-Corp. But that's not it, you know? This, yes, it is taking down E-Corp, but it's not the way they wanted, you know? It's not the way they wanted. And that's the thing, too, that, you know, back in Season 1, when they would talk about some of this stuff, like, and I guess that was more with Steel Mountain and stuff, before we got to the backups, you know, the whole thing with that was that it was also a thing of, you know, we need to do this, but we need to evacuate the people. And there was conflict between Elliot and Mr. Robot back then about it, but eventually they did end up going with that, you know? They did end up going with that, that, you know, they could do this without anyone dying, you know? But now, and that is what Angela was thinking was going to happen, you know? She was taking Irving's word that it was going to, they were going to evacuate, you know? Now, they evacuated it first, but if it wasn't for Elliot hitting the fire alarm, they wouldn't have been out of that building, you know? Granted, that building didn't explode, you know? The other 71 buildings did. So now, like Angela said, this should haunt Angela. Like, what they said there during the credits, death toll expected in the thousands. And this is like a major event, major thing that's happened now. Like, this is, which, the fact that they say is, you know, it's 71 E-Corp buildings. Like, I'm pretty sure that already, like, everyone pretty much knows that's a terrorist attack, you know? That is a terrorist attack right there. Like, that is pretty huge. So, that's the thing, you know? I loved the swap back and forth between Elliot and Mr. Robot. And I'm wondering now if maybe they'll start talking to each other a bit more, you know? Because they haven't really shared a scene for a while. Like, the most we got was the imaginary Mr. Robot from last episode, but that's about it. They haven't actually interacted for so long. And the closest has been... the closest here has been just with those little notes, basically, talking to each other. So, yeah, that was just very interesting, just the swap, you know. 1 second he's at the computer, then he's in a taxi. Then, you know, and just seeing... I also like seeing, you know, just how narrow it gets, you know? Seeing them try to fight each other, but their control is starting to narrow a bit. You know? Like, he can take over long enough to divert Elliot, but with basically every time he does that, the time he's given lessens, basically, until eventually he can really only take control just for a couple seconds, enough to chuck Elliot into a wall or something, you know? Like, that's basically the most he can do. So that was very, very interesting. I like that, you know? I really do like how that just kept going and going and going until eventually there was barely anything, you know? Especially when Elliot kept focusing, you know? So that was all really good. And just that whole back and forth in the recovery building of trying to get... And I also like, you know, Elliot did reach out to him. He's like, hey, let's think about this, you know? But that first note, obviously, he hated, and he, you know, destroyed the computer. And then just seeing... I wrote it down. It's a one-man fight. It was a one-man fight. But it basically... Like, that was so good. Just... Like, we never saw... It would never cut to, you know, Christian Slater, and then, like, you see him hit his head, and then, like, it cuts back to Elliot, you know, receiving the pain. I like that, especially in that shot in the hallway, where it's, you know, it's further away, and you just see Elliot walk, and then he just stops, and then he jumps into a wall, you know? Just seeing that sort of back and forth, really great. Again, it's a fight with one actor on screen. It was brilliant. It's like, I mean, it kind of is like, you know, fighting a ghost, you know? Having a fight scene with a ghost that the audience doesn't see, basically. Which has been the strangest thing about their relationship, or this whole dynamic between them, is that Mr. Robot is kind of a ghost, you know? It's crazy. So it's very interesting, definitely. We had the whole thing with Tyrell. Again, I'm going to say he's playing an angle right now with the whole, you know, oh, stop the attack and stuff. But it is sad, you know, that presumably now he knows that Joanna is dead, unfortunately. Or if he doesn't, I'm sure the FBI is going to tell him. So that is unfortunate. You know, I'm pretty sure he knows because Irving, you know, he was very somber there, and he said, Tyrell, I'm sorry. And he just goes, like, it's basically a, hey, we're going to have to turn you over to the FBI. I'm sorry, and your wife is dead. Like, it is basically just an unfortunate thing. So that whole thing was interesting. Again, I'm going to say he's playing an angle with the FBI at the end there. So, I don't know. We'll definitely have to see. We also had the whole thing at the Red Wheelbarrow, which was interesting. I think Dom is getting a little suspicious of Santiago, because, yeah, you know, we know that he's working with the Dark Army and trying to keep Tyrell safe. So I think she might be getting a little suspicious of it, which is why she completely disobeyed orders and went in there. But she had probable cause, at least, you know? She had the probable cause, and, you know, Santiago says, like, oh, this is a win, you know? But then eventually they did get Tyrell at the end, which is pretty crazy. In terms of the others, I feel like we're kind of churning through this episode really fast, but this was such a big episode. I mean, a lot of the episode was, so it's about 20 minutes into a 45-minute episode that the two different swapping, you know, starts happening. And it is just very fascinating to watch, you know? It was also interesting, the whole thing of Angela almost getting mugged on the train. And it's like, oh, you could have died. And it's like, no one's going to die. And it's like, well, okay, you're so far removed from the earth. It's so crazy. But yeah, that whole thing was really great. And then, you know, we had Darlene going to Angela, which was interesting. And, you know, that whole conversation was interesting because, again, yes, this was technically Darlene and Elliot's plan, but the thing is that they have realized what Angela has not, is that this is going too far, you know? Now, granted, the only reason Angela's really doing this is because of whatever this machine White Rose is building, you know? Like, that's basically it. Like, that's why she's doing this. Like, she's not doing this to destroy E-Corp. She's doing this for the better world that White Rose is creating. The thing, though, is taking down E-Corp has nothing to do with this machine, really. You know? It has jack all to do with this machine. This is literally just White Rose getting back at Philip Price, you know? Like, that's literally what White Rose says. Like, it's time for his hand to be slapped. Like, that's it. That's all this. Thousands upon thousands are dead now for a slap on the wrist, you know? So that's pretty crazy. But that whole thing, and because that's the thing is, you know, Angela convinced herself that, yes, they would evacuate the recovery building, but nope, those 71 buildings, nope, thousands dead, which is insane. And that's the other thing, too, that, you know, even though, yes, Elliot did divert the paper records, the Dark Army just said, okay, we'll blow up those buildings instead. There were no paper records at the New York building, but the Dark Army just... And again, I assume that was part of Tyrell's plan. That Tyrell, with what he said, was the full force of... It was the full force of the Dark Army. He moved heaven and earth to destroy 71 buildings full of those paper records, completely obliterating E-Corp. So, yeah, That's pretty crazy. I will be very curious how Mr. Robot feels about all this, because it is stage 2. Stage 2 was now a success, you know? But how will he feel about that, you know? I'm very curious about that, because the reason that he let Elliot into there was because there were no paper records there, so it doesn't matter. So how is he going to feel now that he'll know that stage 2 did work? It's just that it worked differently from the original plan. I will be very, very curious as to what's going to happen there, because that's the thing Elliot said. It's like, you know, now that the Dark Army has basically betrayed him, or the Dark Army hasn't come through, is he going to fight them? Is he going to fight me? What's going to happen? So we definitely don't know there. We don't know. I mean, I'll be very curious to see how Angela reacts to this as well, you know? We've got a lot. This was a big moment. Again, it feels like a season finale. In fact, why don't I just... I'm not going to look. Obviously, yes, this isn't the finale, but... No? Okay. So basically, I just looked on Amazon, because they also... On Amazon, they put the original air date of each episode. And this one aired November 14th, 2017. But the next episode did air a week later. So, despite this big thing that just happened, this is only another episode in this season. Like, this isn't a season finale or a mid-season break or anything. We're going right in, basically, you know? So, yeah. This is pretty crazy. Again, really, really great episode. You know, again, a good back and forth between Elliot and Mr. Robot, even though for the most part we didn't see Mr. Robot in there, but just really, really good. Very curious to see how he's going to react to the 71 buildings being destroyed, how Angela's going to have to deal with that, and I'd be very curious as to this whole thing with Tyrell now being locked up by the FBI. But yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all my Mr. Robot reactions. There's also another video you can check out if you want to go see something else from me. There's a subscribe button and a Patreon button if you're interested in any of those, as well as other links in the description you could go check out if you want to do any of that. See you guys later.